Sonic 3 is just around the corner, and I am very much excited for it. The trailers and clips that have been released have led me to speculate about what will be in the film. In this video, I'm going to be going over my predictions for Sonic 3. Now, I'm going to try and keep this spoiler free. There are a few predictions that I had that are now kind of confirmed by leaks, so I'm not going to be mentioning those. So, without any further ado, let's get into it. Gerald Robotnik was frozen just like Shadow was. In trailer 2, we see Gerald in some sort of red prison outfit. Now, he does not wear this outfit in any other clip, and considering the lines that go with this clip,
"It's time, Shadow. Finally, we will have our revenge."
I think it's pretty safe to say this is after Gerald is unfrozen. Now, in a TV spot, Gerald refers to his age as over 100, meaning that this is the original Gerald Robotnik. He is not a clone, he is not a copy, he is the real Gerald Robotnik. Now, it's unclear how Gerald Robotnik gets unfrozen from whatever he must have been contained in. Perhaps Shadow did it after he broke free, but that's to be determined in the film. Metal Sonic will be in the next film. In trailer 1, we see Robotnik say that he'll help Sonic on one condition. This condition being that Sonic gives him one of his quills. Now, in the first Sonic movie, we saw the immense power one of Sonic's quills have, and it allowed Robotnik's machines to actually keep up with Sonic. This leads me to believe Robotnik is going to use that quill to create Metal Sonic, since Metal Sonic was built to be a machine that can keep up with Sonic. Not to mention it ties into a prediction I have that I'll discuss a bit later. The Snapcube fandub will be referenced in some way. The Sonic movies have had a long history of referencing memes and jokes within the Sonic community. Sonic 1 featured a drawing of Sonic. Sonic 2 had Robotnik saying, "I'll be happy to show you the way" to Knuckles, which is a reference to the "You Got It, Knuckles" meme. And Agent Stone calls Knuckles a porcupine in Sonic 2, which is a reference to the song Unknown from M.E., a song that's become quite the meme for a number of reasons. Not to mention in one of the TV spots, Sonic does refer to Shadow as Hot Topic. Since this film is based off of Sonic Adventure 2, I'm 84.52% certain that there's going to be some sort of reference to the fandub in this movie. And here's hoping that most likely it will be Robotnik saying, "I've come to make an announcement before blowing up the moon." Considering trailer 2 has already shown the moon being blown up by the Eclipse Cannon, and a TV spot does have the Twitter notification sound being played on the Space Colony Arc, I think it's most likely that they're gonna make that reference, and to be honest, that's probably the funniest one they can make. Gerald Robotnik will die in the end of the movie. In the end of Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow sacrifices himself to save the world, dying in the process, before being brought back in future games. I'm not entirely sure if they're gonna kill off movie Shadow, especially considering not even the games fully went through with it. However, I don't think that Gerald Robotnik will be around in the next movie. So, without delving into leaks, we can assume that a similar revelation happens between Ivo and Gerald, as seen in Sonic Adventure 2. Gerald reveals that he wants to destroy humanity to avenge Maria, whereas Ivo disagrees. Now, since Gerald is alive in this movie, there's gonna be some sort of fight that breaks out between them. This fight either ends in Ivo begrudgingly having to kill the only family he's ever had, or the entirety of Team Sonic, possibly including Shadow, team up to take Gerald down, and he dies with the Ark being destroyed. Montage of Ivo and Gerald family moments. As shown in trailer 2, Gerald dresses up like Santa Claus and Ivo acts as an excited child. Without mentioning any leaks that reinforce this prediction, I think there's going to be a family bonding montage between Ivo and Gerald, and this can almost be seen in a few TV spots. Ivo is likely going to be very overwhelmed when meeting his grandfather, since he's never really had any family, leading him to say something along the lines of, "I've never really had a childhood," only for Gerald to reply, "Why not have one now?" This will lead to a montage of them doing family-like activities as shown in the trailers and TV spots and a few leaks. Amy will be in the post-credit scene. Tying back to my prediction of Metal Sonic, I believe that Amy will be featured in the post-credit scene of the movie. Many people believe that she's going to make an appearance in the main story of the film, however I disagree, as there seems to be no trace of her in any released material or even in leaks. It's much more likely that Amy's going to be in the next movie, considering the A, rumors of Metal Sonic, and B, the response from the team that she is in the works. Robotnik reveals that he cares for Agent Stone. Throughout the past two films, there's been a bit of a character arc for Robotnik and his feelings towards Agent Stone. Now, Stone's feelings towards Robotnik are pretty obvious, but Robotnik's are a bit harder to read. In the first Sonic movie, he treated Stone with no real respect and acted as if he was just as replaceable as one of his machines. However, during his time away from Stone on the Mushroom Planet, Robotnik realized that he missed Stone and even made a rock in his likeness. In Sonic 2, he included Stone in his plan more than in the first film and even acted as if he had kind of a soft spot for Stone, considering he was excited upon seeing him again. They shared a lot more conversation than in the first film, and Robotnik even made him his own seat and even control panel within the giant robot. It doesn't actually have a name in the films. From what we've seen in Sonic 3, Robotnik and Stone seem to interact even more with each other, having a sort of unconventional friendship. Maybe to complete this sort of character arc, Agent Stone will be one of Robotnik's deciding factors for not destroying humanity with Gerald. As shown in Trailer 2, Agent Stone doesn't seem to be aboard the space colony arc, meaning that he would end up in the blast zone if the Eclipse cannon was pointed at Earth. After the events of the past films, Robotnik may realize that he does care for Stone in his own way, and that's what drives him to join Team Sonic and stop Gerald. After all, Robotnik would not have much else of a reason to not wipe out humanity and replace them all with his machines. Sonic is no longer targeted by G.U.N. For saving the world from Robotnik in Sonic 1, 2, and from the Space Colony arc in Sonic 3, Team Sonic may end up on good terms with G.U.N. Perhaps old Olive Garden guy will finally understand that Sonic isn't a threat and will let them live their private lives, no longer being targeted. After all, from what the trailer show, it seems to be G.U.N initiates the alliance being formed and even supplies them with what they need to take down Shadow in the first place. Now we get to the one that I kinda hope doesn't happen. Robotnik may die for good. Jim Carrey announced in April of 2022 that he was retiring. However, he's recently stated that he's open to doing more things and he just needed a break. But the script for Sonic 3 was confirmed to be finished before the writer's strike back in 2023, and as far as the writing team knew back then, this would be Jim Carrey's last performance. If that's the case, Robotnik may end up dying in the end of the film. Now, this could have been changed once the actual filming began and Jim Carrey hinted towards wanting to continue with the character, and if that's the case, we'll likely just get a fake-out death like in Sonic 2, but going by the fact that the final script was completed before the writer's strike, Robotnik may not return. So, those are my predictions for Sonic 3. With the film being only a few days away, I can't wait to see if any of these predictions are correct, or maybe something entirely different happens. I hope that this film is able to exceed the hype surrounding it, especially considering the long wait we have had for it. But we'll just have to wait and see. So, thanks for watching.